Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Kaiji Kid. Welcome back. It's part 2 of how to make a movie in Little Big Planet. And in this segment, we'll be covering how to make sets and how to get Sackbots to act on cue. And we'll go from there. We'll see how this segment goes, and depending how long it is, we might have a part 3. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, when you're going to build your sets, what I like to do is I like to build them in order starting from the top down. So my first scene would take place here, and then when I build my second set, it would be here, right underneath. Then third, under that, fourth, fifth, so on, yada, yada, yada. You want to do that because you want to have them in some kind of order. If you want to be all, a rebel and just build sets randomly all over the set, the level, you're going to make your life hell when later you're trying to adjust the camera, or you're looking for a certain scene and you're going to be flying everywhere looking for it and you can't find it because there's no sense of order to it. Okay, so enough flapping my gums, and let's actually build a set here. So my story, or this level, is going to be about couple of characters that are photobombing people randomly, and the first people they're going to photobomb is going to be a newscaster, as you've seen probably on YouTube and maybe on your local channel. That happens a lot, and it's always funny, but it's always funnier when you know who it is, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm going to make it to where the player who's watching the video, his Sackbot is going to be the notorious photobomber who's going around being a dick and jumping into people's backgrounds. Alright, let's get started. Let's dive into the old material bag, and let's just pick something to start with. But before we do that, I just want to say that I always lay down the ground. Alright, so we got our floor down. The next thing we want to do is grab this little guy right here. It's the Antigravity Tweaker. And the reason you want that is because if you don't and you unpause, your floor falls. You don't want that to happen. It's not a good thing. So you get one of these guys, you put it on your piece of material, and you tweak it. You want to set everything to 100, maybe? Well, at least the first two. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Much better. Alright, that bad boy is not going anywhere. Alright, we're good. Okay, let's see here. We got our floor going. Now let's put something for the back wall. We'll use my favorite material here, felt. The only reason why I like it so much is you can change the color to whatever you want. It's pretty good all around material. I usually use a lot of it just as placeholder material, and then later I change it out if I feel like it, or a lot of times I just keep it because, like I say, you can change it to whatever color you want, and that's very convenient. So, what does a newsroom look like? Maybe blue. That's how I picture it. Maybe dark blue. We'll go with that. Okay, looking good so far. Now we gotta get some of those intricate details in there that make it look like a newsroom. How about a desk? Yeah, we need a desk in there somewhere. I'll just use something made of wood. Something clean looking. With this golden wood. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, we got our desk going on there. Things are looking good. Kind of basic, but good. Alright. Now let's spice things up a bit. Let's put some decorations back there. So, what's usually in a newsroom? I usually have a couple of monitors going back in the back, showing stuff that's going on around the world. Let's see. I don't know if I can find that. I don't quite remember where it is. Let's see here. Somebody help me out. Where is it? Come on, raise your hand. Or if you're in the back of the room, just shout.
It's over there, Kaiju.
Here we go. Good job. Alright, so put a couple of these bad boys back there. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Looking better. How about a clock? There's always a clock for some reason. Put a couple of them, you know, because each one has a different time zone or something. Details, man, details. You gotta think about this stuff. Alright. Let's move this desk over here. Kind of off center. How about a chair? We need a chair back there, right? Again, I'm gonna pull out my favorite material. Mr. Felt. You got felt up. Alright, let's see. Go with that octagon shape. Just pull it down a little bit. Get it off. Make it brown. Oops, wrong one. Have a little darker brown. Nice. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? A little bigger there. We'll make another chair here for the co-anchor, who's not there apparently. Alright, looking good. Let's see, how about something for the front? Use that sticker panel that we had earlier. Put the bad boy through here. Probably make it red. Turn down the brightness a bit. And just to kind of give it like a bezel or a little, you know, so it don't look so plain there. Alright, we're done with our set, thanks to the fast forward button. Anyway, this scene is done. I got my Sackbot here in the scene now, and he's dressed up in character. He's supposed to be a newscaster. And to show you what I was talking about earlier about building your sets in order, here's set 1, and then down here right below is set to. We got our other newscaster who's live on the scene. She's at a park right now. And yeah, so I think we're ready to go. I think I'm ready to show you how to make a Sackbot act, and we're gonna do that right now. So let's start. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a Sackbot, just a generic one for tutorial purposes right here. Alright, and let's put some skin on this guy right here. Let's see here. Okay. Now, once you get your Sackbot out, the way you get him ready to act is you put your cursor over him, you hit R1, and that brings up his circuit board with his chip there, and inside that chip you can control all the actions of the Sackbot. So we're going to take a look in there and see what options you have. And we have animation style, depending on what you set it on. When the Sackbot is in idle mode, he will have different animations, like when he's bored he'll yawn or he'll shift his feet or whatever. And when you have him act, he'll act with a certain personality depending on what you choose right here in animation style. I'm just going to leave it on plain old Sackboy. Then down here you have expression type. You can change, well, let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see. You can change his expression, see? You can have happy, neutral, scared, angry, sad, all that good stuff. But I think normally when you are going to have your Sackbot act, you want to leave it on neutral. And see that little animation of him yawning, that's what I'm talking about. Depending on what you choose up here in style, he'll do those different animations, see? He just did another one right now. Anyway, moving on. You got your behavior here. It's always on idle by default. And the reason why is you want your Sackboy to be idle. You want it to just stand in place. But there's other options like follow, where he'll follow the player. Flee. Whoa, come back here, son. Where are you going? Patrol. When you put on patrol, he just walks back and forth. And then act, which is the one we're going to work with right now. So you put that on act when you want to record whatever you want your Sackboy to do. And you scroll down here to this record button. I'm not going to hit that right now, but once you do, a little timer is going to count down, and then you make your Sackbot act. You make him jump or walk or whatever it is you want him to do, that's what you're going to do right there. When you're done, you hit the circle button, and that ends the recording, and then your Sackbot will do whatever you had him doing when you hit the record button. Make sense so far? Okay, I hope so. Now down here, you also want to look at this because it's on loop absolute by default. And if you don't change it, the Sackbot will keep doing the same little routine over and over and over without stopping. And that's fine if that's what you want him to do. For instance, if you had him dancing and you want him to keep dancing like forever until the scene is over, then you would leave it on loop absolute. But most times people don't want the Sackbot to keep doing the same little routine over and over. They just want him to do it once and then stand still. So if that's what you want, you're going to choose play once. And I'm going to leave it there. And that's pretty much what you want most of the time. Okay, now one thing I want to point out that's very important when you're working with SACbots for the first time. Even though this is the chip where you record SACbots, animations and stuff, you don't want to record it on this first chip that's already on the circuit board. What you want to do is you want to click on it with that cursor, click down on the left stick to clone it, press X, and make a second chip. The reason why you want to do that is because you want to leave this one on idle so that SACbot does not move around. Does that make sense? Because if you do the recording on this chip, which I'm going to show you right now, let's see, there's a little timer counting down, and then you see the little record dot. So we're going to do our little dance here. And then I'm going to end the recording. And then when you unpause, see, he will be acting from the get-go. He will just keep acting and acting and acting. And that's not what you want when you're making a movie. When you're making a movie, you want your SACbot to sit still until you're ready to make him act. So that's why you don't do it on that chip. And it was on play once, so he only did it once. But if you had it on loop absolute, he would keep doing it over and over and over. See? He just keeps doing the same thing over. Okay, so let's change that back to idle like it's supposed to be. That way he's just standing there until we're ready for him to act. So we're going to go to the second chip, and that's where we're going to do our recording. And it's on play once. La 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 la, show business. Okay, so this is how you want your SACbot to look when you're ready to make him act. The initial chip on idle, and then your first acting chip up here on top. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, how is it going to get activated? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your sequencer, you're going to put a battery on it, and that battery will activate the chip when you want the SACbot to start acting. And I'm going to show you that right now. So we're going to get rid of this guy right here. Sorry, old chap, but you served your purpose. And you're gone. Now we're going to use our real SACbots that we already have in our scene here. And we're going to film our first scene. Well guys, that's the end of part 2. I hope you enjoyed it as much as the first part. And I hope you learned something. And we are going to delve deeper into the movie making process in part 3. And hopefully by then you will know how to make a movie in Little Big Planet. So if you enjoyed this little video, please hit that like button down there. And even better, subscribe to my channel because it will make me feel special. Get that warm fuzzy feeling inside. Till next time. It's Kaiji Kid.